Whoa, did you just see the Flash run by here? Of course you didn't. He's that fast. Speedsters, especially Flashes, are supposed to be the fastest people alive. But which version of the Flash can truly claim the title of Super Speedster, aka Fastest Flash? Let's discuss. And we're gonna do it fast, so hold on. When judging who's the fastest Flash, it's important to start at the bottom and work my way up. So who's the slowest Flash? That spot goes to Garrick. And look, I know it's all relative. Every few years there are comics that completely revamp how fast all the Flashes are to make certain Flashes faster than others. But I find that Garrick is just the one constantly getting left in the dust. Sure, there's a lot of legacy that comes with the character, and I find his costume way more visually appealing than almost any other Flash on this list. I mean, come on, the disc helmet, awesome. But Jay just doesn't have the juice to keep up with all the upgraded speedsters. I mean, yeah, I don't think I could beat him in a foot race or anything like that. Well, maybe if I had a monumental head start and Jay was sick with food poisoning from some raw sushi I gave him the night before, then maybe. There are a ton of fast Flashes coming up, and I promise to get into Barry versus Wally shortly, but we gotta mention Bart Allene next. Bart is a great character, originally coming from the future and all that. And yes, there are instances in the comics where Bart is named the fastest of the Flashes, but again, that's not very special. They all get that title at some point. So I've bumped Bart Allene down a few pegs because although he is very, very speedy, he always seems like he has a long way to go in terms of being a hero and not being so impulsive and just being overall just young. Plus, I think Bart is a terrible name. Sorry to all the Barts out there. Yeah, Bartholomew is distinguished and all that, but Bart just sounds terrible. Come to think of it, feels like all these Flashes have unique names. Moving on. The Red Death is a version of the Flash that's just a slam dunk on paper. It's Batman and the Flash basically merged together to create an evil and insane person. And the origin is so wild, guys. So Batman, in this universe, after going a little cuckoo after losing so many Robins, starts to get violent. He wants that sweet, sweet Speed Force power, so he collects a bunch of weapons from Flash's rogues, then uses them to knock his universe's Flash out. He then ties the Flash to the front of his Batmobile, which is modified to be like the cosmic treadmill, and then just drives into the Speed Force. And that fuses Batman and Flash together. The only thing that isn't awesome about this is that the Batmobile wasn't fused as well, and we're missing out on a big mech robot version of Batman and the Flash. That comic writes itself. Ah, shoot, I'm out of time on this entry. The Red Death is fast, but not that fast, okay? Okay. So in the DC universe, there's the Grim Reaper and Death that comes for you, but if you're a speedster, you get your very own special speedster Grim Reaper called Black Flash, and you can't really outrun Death. I mean, I guess the comics prove that yes, you really can, which is why Black Flash is around the halfway point on this list, but I mean, heroes do tend to die all the time. You know, they just come back after a few issues. But anyways, Black Flash supposedly can cause insta-death for anyone it touches, so if you're a speedster and you see a gnarly zombie Flash, try to run in the other direction, okay? We need to pick up the pace here, see what I did there, so let's move right along to Wallace West. And no, I don't mean Wally West in a fancy tuxedo, I mean Wallace West from the famed Kingdom Come comic adaptation. This iconic story sees different versions of characters we all love, and the most interesting to me is Flash. Yes, it is technically Wally West, but this is a version that is literally always vibrating, so he appears as a blur at all times. And because he's drawn to purposefully be a combination of a lot of different Flashes, and the fact that he's again just always buzzing and vibrating, there have been theories that suggest this is actually all the Flashes merged into one body, which was never confirmed, but an idea that I find quite interesting. I think a lot of the time when a villain is just the hero with opposite powers, it doesn't work, but Reverse Flash is an exception. He's just so dastardly and uber powerful and yellow and is just the perfect foil for any Flash. I mean, really the only way to beat a speedster is with another speedster, and Eobard Thawne over the years just keeps getting faster in order to match his rival's speed. That hatred that fuels him will only continue to increase his speed, and any interaction that he has with Flash is sure to be a good one. I mean, we wouldn't be able to see it because, you know, it's so fast, but still. Final two. Yes, I'm officially saying that Barry Allen is slower than Wally West, but it's a trade-off. The question really becomes, who do you prefer between the two? It's a tough question because they are both great heroes with key similarities and differences. And at times, both of them are able to reach incomprehensible speeds that we can just make up. I just think Barry tends to face a bit more of a mental block at times than Wally does, and it winds up slowing him down, so that's why Barry is number 2. Wally West takes the top spot because Wally was the Flash in the Justice League animated cartoon, and I love that cartoon with all my heart. Is that a fair way to judge who's the fastest? No. But again, with Flashes, it's all relative, and their speed comes down to what's in their heart. Yes, Wally has been declared at times the fastest person in the multiverse, but that's always in flux. The fastest Flash will always be the one we want to be the fastest. So I ask again, which version of the Flash do you like the best, and which do you think is the fastest? Why? I'd love to hear it. If you had super speed, would you become a hero or a villain? Come on now, be honest. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching CBR. See you next time.